Hello guys, today we are going to be talking about the rabbit hole of Florida Man stories. This rabbit hole contains some of the most absurd stories known to mankind. And I have collected 10 Florida Man stories, and I will be starting from the least absurd to the most absurd. And the absurdity of the story will be judged by this scale right here on screen. But before we do that, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss out on any of my bangers. There were some really funny stories in this video, so you won't want to miss it. Alright, enough yapping. Let's just get into the video. The Plastic Sheriff. On May 11th, 2018, a Florida man most definitely impersonating a cop pulls out a plastic badge, and then he proceeds to tell a speeding motorcyclist that he is the police. Now, this story is not actually that bad, but remember, this category is called tame for a reason. Some of you might be wondering, why did he do this? Where did he get that plastic badge from? Is he alright in the head? Well, I don't really know that much about this case, so yeah. The Pancake Jam. On the 25th of March 2017, a Florida man thought about setting up some dinner, and the food he chose was none other than pancakes. But personally, I prefer waffles over pancakes. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Most of you guys might be thinking he set it up in his house. Well, you're wrong, because he set it up in the middle of the frickin' crosswalk. And then he started munching on them pancakes, and eventually caused a pretty big traffic jam. Bro, move your fat. Thankfully, someone called the police about this, and he got arrested for placing an obstruction in the roadway. Some of you might be wondering why he did this. Well, it was originally intended to be a prank, but he got arrested for it. So, rip bozo. Nature Seasoning. On the 6th of July 2018, a Florida man wanted to have some Burger King. He ordered a burger, and you might be wondering which burger he ordered. Well, I couldn't find any websites talking about it, so I guess we'll never find out. He drove back home, and when he got home, he started munching on the burger until he noticed something strange inside the burger. He saw some dirt on his burger, or at least that's what he thought it was, and then, in disgust, he threw it out the window. He then filed a complaint against Burger King, only to then realize that the dirt was actually seasoning. It was the salt and pepper that made it so it looks like there is dirt in the burger. Most of your opinions would have put this in the tame category, but what makes this story worse is that he was an officer. So, yeah, that's what makes this story at the bottom of the questionable category. I can't believe I realized this before. I thought the burger was a burger, but it was a sandwich. Well, I don't really know what else to say, so next, bird style karate. On the 27th of April 2018, a Florida man decided it was a good idea to go to the park. So he drove to the park, but what did he do? He wanted to practice karate, but he didn't have anything or anyone to practice it with. So that's why he came up with the idea to practice it on swans. So that's what he did. But several people saw him do it, and they called the police. And he got arrested for animal cruelty. One witness said that when he saw him practicing, he kicked 2 swans in the head. Now you might be thinking why he did this. Well, we're most definitely never gonna find out. The Chicken Warrior. On the 22nd of January 2018, a Florida man wanted to have some dinner with his wife. And what did they have? They had some fried chicken. Everything was at peace until disaster struck. They got into an argument, and then the husband intentionally stepped on her foot. And then after some time, he threw his fried chicken, striking her in the left side of her face and glasses. Okay, I think I have way too many food-related Florida Man stories. I'll try my best to stop, or else I might make someone hungry. Us humans don't actually know if the fried chicken was fried, grilled, or marsala style, and that was it. So I guess we'll move on to the next story. Sanguivorophobia. On the 4th of June, 2015, a Florida man was spotted dancing on a cop car, and he ripped off one of the windshield wipers, if I'm not mistaken, but he did eventually get arrested. The suspect said that he saw a woman with fangs, and she came up to him and told him that a human sacrifice involving vampires was imminent. So he jumped on the car and began to dance to ward off the vampire. Now you guys might be wondering, why didn't he actually pick a smart self-defense method? Well, we're most definitely never gonna find out. The Fireball. On the 21st of March 2018, two Florida men attempted to break into a house and steal a flat-screen TV and an air conditioner unit. The owner of the house got an alert on his phone that motion was detected inside of his house. And he checked his cameras and saw that there was a towel over his camera. And he knew that something was not right. So he called the police like any normal person would do.
I wanted to record a message.
But when the police got there, they saw a red SUV attempting to flee the house. One deputy said that there was an air conditioner unit, a vacuum, television, heater, a marijuana grinder, I think that's how you say it, and an empty jar of ragu sauce. The deputies also found a burning pot of ragu sauce and a washcloth near the stove's burner, which appeared to be an attempt to start a fire, which means that they attempted to burn down the house with ragu sauce just to hide the evidence, and they got arrested for theft. Most of you guys might be thinking that they wore burglar clothes. Well, no. They wore freaking bull onesies. Now, some of you might be thinking they ran out of resources to start a fire. Well, yeah, we're most definitely never gonna find out. The Athletic Wheeler. On the 6th of September 2023, a Florida man was spotted trying to cross the Atlantic Ocean. Now, you might be thinking he used a boat. Well, you're wrong, because he was in a human-powered hamster wheel. Everything was going great, until the US Coast Guard intercepted him at about 70 miles away from soil. Officials said that the victim refused to leave the wheel for 3 days straight, but he did eventually surrender and he got arrested. Some of you guys might be thinking why he didn't just use a boat. Well, we're most definitely never gonna find out. The Hungry Alligator. On the 10th of February 2016, a Florida man was ordering some food in a Wendy's drive-thru. Everything seemed perfectly fine until disaster struck. He tossed a 3.5-foot alligator through the drive-thru window, but luckily no one was hurt. And he got arrested. And he said the alligator's bite would be comparable to a dog's bite. Like, what could bro possibly be smoking? Some of you guys might be wondering why he did this. Well, I'm pretty sure it was originally supposed to be a prank. Alright, anyways, we are moving on to the final story of the video. The Yahtzee Enthusiast. On the 11th of October 2021, a Florida man kidnapped 27 people. Most of you guys might be thinking why he did this. Well, he wanted to play Yahtzee with them. Like, what? I know it sounds hard to believe, but it's true. And he played Yahtzee with them for 36 hours straight. Now, I couldn't find any other information about this case, so this is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it because this video took me 13 days to make. I mostly make the big projects when I have the most amount of time. Banana Man is actually inside of my house at the time of voicing this over, so Banana Man, do you have anything to say?
I like turtles.
Oh, and you can also join my Discord server if you want to. The link will be in the description. Alright, anyways, goodbye. I hope you have a great day.